Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tennis. Okay, so I want to explain what this is. You might notice the main menu is different. It looks and sounds sad as shit. It could also just be kind of like a calm, relaxing night. Um, the reason for that, oh, and it wasn't like this when I left you last. So I asked Basket about the ending that we got, and why it was so different. And it turns out that that QuickTime event is the difference between that and a bad ending. I won't go into any details on it. I don't want to spoil it. If you want to experience it, go right ahead. Point is, I was stupidly curious and decided to go see just how bad it really was. Now, I didn't record this and I didn't save it, but because I saw it, the main menu is now fucking slightly grainy and dark, and it's got this sad ass music over it. And I don't like the fact that I have a permanent emotional scar on my fucking game every time I pull and boot it up, because I can't get rid of it either. I tried like opening up the game and going through different endings. I tried saving other times. It won't go away. So what I imagine is it's like, you know how in Repeat, when I was on the Sissel route, I got the Sissel main screen, but when I opened up and saved a file, or at least I finished the day or whatever the fuck triggers it on the Owen route, the main menu switched to the neutral open main menu thing. So what I'm hoping will happen is today, where we venture out into the treacherous worlds of the Keisuke route, hopefully it will change that, because it is sad, and I don't like to be sad. I'm sad most of the time anyway. Alright, so this sounds very unpleasant, but that's because it's rain. Damn, day 16? We are way behind on Keisuke's route. That's what happens. I had to take a long couple of stretches of time away, and then, I just never got back to Tennis Ace, and now I'm so many updates behind. It's not even funny. Ugh. Well, I'm on this shit like a fucking moth to a flame. So here we go. I sit around in front of the window, idly twiddling my thumbs around as I look at the sky. From the moment we woke up today, there was a pretty bad storm going on outside. The clouds were so dense that you could mistake them for me. I'm actually kind of jazzed up right now because I just got off a job interview that, seemed to go really well. I got no promise of a job or anything, but, the interview just seemed to go well. So, fingers crossed that I won't fucking be homeless soon. Yeah. PayPal.me/Deckerlink. It still feels like we're in the middle of the night. Aki and I should have left for school a good 15 minutes ago, but we didn't have the courage to brave the weather, even with an umbrella. I know Aki hit fucking puberty way later in June's route, but fuck it. I don't want to do that old Aki voice anymore. My throat's fine, but it's funnier to me now. Hey, Aniki. The weather forecast says it's supposed to be like this all day. Aki emerges from behind me, looking down at his phone with a frown. Well, the clouds don't look like they're about to let up anytime soon, so I suppose you must be right. It's not me that's right. It's the weather app. He wiggles his phone in front of my face for effect. Whatever. You can tell that weird thingamajig in your hand anything you want. You're not technology illiterate. Stop acting like an idiot. Oh, come on, brighten up. If the sky is cloudy, then the sunshine must come from within us. That is quite possibly the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's a little harsh. Also, what's with the wet way of talking? You're 12. Why do you sound like you have 4 sets of balls? You haven't even lived long enough to say that. Alright, fine. I'll stop joking around. Oh, you were joking? Sorry, I couldn't tell. Yeah, keep talking like that, smart guy. Just remember I'm the one who cooks your food. Fine, fine. You win. Oh, don't be so upset. This sort of outcome was already to be expected. You can't best your awesome big bro after all. Keep that up and I'll kick you in the shin. You bitch. Shin kicks are so a bitch move. Got it. I swear, no sense of humor at all. And blow me, boys, and blow forever. Blow, boys, blow. Oh, blow me down that Congo River. Blow me, buddy, boys, blow. What are we supposed to do about school? Should we call a cab? Can you imagine how expensive a cab would be under these conditions? Those guys will probably be charging ridiculous premiums to go out in this rain. That's true. So, are we just gonna have to miss class today? Unless you want to go outside in this rain, then yeah. If you do decide to do it, let me know beforehand so I can have popcorn at the ready. Don't worry, I'd toss you outside to see if it's safe first. Hey! Mikey chuckles. Walking up to and throwing himself in the living room couch, opening his bag and grabbing a textbook from inside. What are you doing? Studying. If I can't go to school, then I should at least study the material I've already have at home. Seriously? Don't you know how to enjoy your free time? You should just take this chance to relax. No thanks. I don't need to end up like my useless older brother. Good God. Hey! I still love you, though. God damn it, you're lucky you're really cute. Do you need any help with your studies? From you? Hardly. Hey, I'll have you know that I'm still at the top of my class. I can handle a junior high curriculum. I still don't need any help. I'm doing fine by myself. You could stand me to be a little more friendly, you know. I'm plenty friendly enough. Seriously, decide what kind of personality you want to have already. Just yesterday you were cuddling up to me on the couch to watch a movie. Now you're ignoring me. Come back to being cute already. By the way, do you think Mom will have to go to work with this rain? Wait, she's not at work yet? Aki shakes his head sideways. Apparently that's what... She said she was given the morning off, remember? She even asked us not to wake her up when we left for class, and she only has to be in the office in the afternoon. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Well, if the rain keeps up like this, then I don't think she will go either. She doesn't have a car to begin with. I guess you're right. I'm always right. Let's not exaggerate. Uh-huh. The sound of a knock on the front door makes the both of us jump. Duh. Just the fact that someone is knocking in the middle of this heavy rain is already shocking enough. But with how loud the rain is, just how hard did they have to knock? And who would be knocking on someone's door in the middle of a storm? I'll go check the door. Knocking gets more intense as I get close to the door. I'm coming. Oh, hey, it's the Keisuke. It's the man of the hour. The man with the flower. 'Cause he gay as shit. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. Once I open the door, the white hair immediately jumps inside the house, brandishing a wet umbrella. Wah! Oh, God. Does that mean I'm going to have fucking Keisuke and Aki? That's just... They're like the same voice. Oh, no. Wah! Wah! Do I have... Oh, yeah, I do. He's over there. Wah! Oh, Waluigi. One day. Wah! The sudden movement catches me by surprise, and I cry out. Calm down, Benjamin, son. It's just me. What? Kenny-kun? Jeez, you have any idea how bad the weather is outside? Why'd you take so long to let me in? What are you even doing here? I mean, of course it would take me a while. How would I expect that someone would knock on my door under these conditions? Conditions. Oh, I guess that's true. Well, he seems to have remained mostly dry despite the storm outside. I see a few wet spots on the hem of his pants and his shoulders. Damn, you're really irresponsible for coming all the way here in this rain. Here, come inside. I mean, he probably got a ride, dude. He was probably offering you a ride to school. It wasn't that bad. My driver brought me here. Oh no. Oh no, a battle of the bases. This is bad. Here I come, throat kick city. The two of us walk back to the living room. Aku quickly walks up to the two of us and hands Keisuke a towel.
Here. I figured whoever was outside would be pretty wet when I went to get a towel.
Oh, nice thinking there, Aki. Thank you, Akiyoshi-kun.
It was nothing. Make yourself comfortable, Keisuke-san.
Aki, this sucks. Aki, of course it happened right as I fucking changed the fucking voice. Jesus Christ. Aki walks back to the couch and plops himself down, picking up on his book once more and continuing to read it.
Oh, so you're studying despite the rain? Yeah, since I'm a student, the least I can do is study. Especially when I'm supposed to be in school.
You see how he is, Keikun, isn't he ridiculous?
Not at all. That's very responsible of you, Akiyoshi-kun. Maybe your older brother could stand to learn a little something from you.
What?
See? I told you.
Keikun, don't you turn your back against me, too. I bet he would love to.
I'm not turning against anyone. You really could stand to study a little more.
Give me a break. I'm already in the top 5 of my class. I don't need to study any more than that.
If you can do that if you can do that well despite studying so little, then shouldn't you try to aim a little higher?
What are you, my mother?
No, just someone who worries about you and your legendary levels of laziness. Good luck getting through to him. He already ignores me, Mom, Shuichi-ni, and Saya-ni. Nay, I don't know.
You know, there are benefits and drawbacks to living so close to a church with a fully equipped and, I believe, automated, but also programmable bell system. It's kind of nice having the hourly updates, and it's not so close that it's loud as fuck, and it is pleasant to hear. Some days you hear the bells of a wedding. Other days you hear the bells of a funeral. Well, some days are better than others, I guess.
Seriously? How many people do you already have on your case over this?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yada yada yada. Baka. You're impossible.
Keisuke shakes his head with a sigh as he towels himself. Upon looking a little closer, I noticed that he is actually a lot more drenched than I initially thought. The undershirt he wore underneath his jacket was clinging tightly to his chest, making every muscle definition below very visible. Despite his somewhat frail-looking constitution, Keikun's body was very well built for all his years as a tennis player. He might not have as much muscle as Shuichi or me, but he still had a very good-looking body.
Something the matter, Benjamin?
Benjamin Harrison. Damn, Rutherford B. Hayes and Benjamin Harrison. Those two are separated by quite a few presidents. It took me a while to get from June's route to Keisuke's route, didn't it? Keikun seems to catch me staring, something even I hadn't realized I was doing. Once my attention was called to it, I immediately looked away, my face feeling oddly flushed all of a sudden. It's nothing.
If you say so. Thanks for the towel, Akiyoshi-kun. It was very helpful.
Aki lifts his arm, flashing the hair a thumbs up and making Keisuke chuckle. By the way, I asked you this right after you came in, but you really didn't respond to me. What are you doing here, Keikun? Shouldn't you be at school?
That's actually why I'm here. I know most of you guys walk to school. Mizuguchi-san and Urata both tend to go quite early, just like I do, so they tend to had already arrived before the rain started, but I started thinking about you and how you usually leave for class around this time. I realized you and Akiyoshi-kun might be stuck here, and so I decided to call for my driver to come by.
So, wait, you came over to pick us up for school?
Exactly! Aren't I a genius?
Once again, what are you, my mother?
Mr. Genius, I think we're gonna have a problem.
Aki chimes in from the couch. The two of us look over at his direction and see him looking down at his phone with a frown.
The weather report just got updated. The storm has been classified as a weather hazard. Classes are being cancelled, and people are being advised to take shelter in whatever building they are.
What?
No way! It's true. Sorry you came all the way here for nothing. But even if you stayed on school grounds, you wouldn't have had class. It says it's a storm with strong winds and chances of thunder and lightning.
Wait, did you say
Thunder and lightning? Yeah. See here?
They do have slightly different voices. Just slightly. It's enough to make me feel like I'm not a total shithead. Aki walks up to us and shows us the screen of his phone where we can plainly see the weather forecast. Fucking wah! It's true. Damn. It do be beautiful out today. But that was more beautiful than be beautifuler than you. It did look like the storm was getting worse, but I didn't think it was getting that bad. Good thing you got here before the things got too ugly out there, right, Keikun? You should probably call in the driver who's just sitting out there like, I'm not panicking! I see some fidgeting from the corner of my eye, and my attention is immediately drawn away from the screen. Keikun? Oh, the nervous boy. When I turn to look at him, Keikun is hugging his arms really close to his body, biting his lip. God damn, is he cute. Hey, are you alright?
Yeah,
I'm fine.
Are you sure? You don't look fine.
Wait, could it mean that you're afraid of thunder?
What?
No, there's no... Oh, he eeped. He eeped. Keikun jumps, his whole body trembling at the sound of thunder.
Oh, wow. That was a big one, too.
Naki stares at the ceiling, bewildered. Damn, the weather's taking a turn for the worse pretty bad.
Should we wake up Mom?
Nah, I'd say that she could sleep through this, and she should be allowed to sleep. I know I'm more worried about someone else. The driver! I'm sorry. Keikun, are you seriously afraid of thunder?
So what? It's not a big deal.
Ooh, almost as if on cue, thunder strikes once more to shut him up mid-sentence. Oh, he's jiggling. Keikun continues to fidget where he stands, now visibly trembling at the sound of the thunder outside. Aki, can I borrow your headphones? He nods, quickly going upstairs to his room. Come on, let's sit down for a bit. It's best if we try to make you comfortable. Keikun nods meekly. Once I grab him by the wrist, I can feel his entire body trembling against my hand. I try my best to pretend like the whole thing isn't a big deal, as that might give me a better chance at calming him down. Two of us walk around the couch where I push Aki's stuff out of the way. Just fuck off your schoolwork! So we can both take a seat. You have two couches. Jesus. Here, isn't it better like this?
I guess wah, wah, wah!
Fucking wah! How many whas are gonna happen? Jesus Christ. Keikun jumps again, his hands clutching the sides of his arms so tightly that I'm afraid his jacket might rip. I put a hand on his shoulder in an attempt to be comforting. Hey, come on, everything will be okay. Whoa, Keikun. Whoa. As soon as I touched him, he practically jumped on me, burying his face on my chest and clinging to me in a panic. When I look down, I see Keisuke's face really close to mine, his breathing rapid and little teardrops forming on the corner of his eyes. For some reason, I immediately feel the need to avert my gaze as my face begins to grow hot. I put my left hand on top of his head, stroking it slowly in an attempt to be reassuring. Everything's alright. See, there's no need to panic. He makes no sound, merely wrapping his arms around me and holding me even tighter. Keikun. It's like he's not even listening to me right now.
Is this why you asked me to go get my headphones?
Agi comes back downstairs, putting both his arms on the top of the sofa back, leaning his chest forward, looking at us. Shut up. He shrugs, handing me a pair of surprisingly bulky earbuds. Like, why are they so huge? They're like twice the size of regular earbuds.
I bought these about 2 years ago when you started bringing girlfriends home all the time. They're noise canceling. Haven't had to use them in a while, though.
Oh god, the implications of that. Sorry. Shrugs once more.
It's cool. I just needed some peace and quiet, that's all.
Alternatively, you could have just mentioned it, and I'd have... Actually, never mind. I wish I'd never learned of this in the first place. I plug the headphones into my phone and start playing some music. Then I slip them into Keisuke's ears. Immediately, the shivering begins to subside a bit. I imagine that since he can't hear the sound of the rain, he's beginning to calm down a bit. Benjamin, son? Hey there. Feeling any better? He nods meekly, somehow hearing me through the noise-canceling headphones, his face rubbing against my chest as he does so. I can barely hear you. There you go.
That means the headphones are working.
Keikun turns to look at Aki. I half expect him to jump away from me when he notices Aki here, but Keisuke stays put where he is. Thanks. Are you alright? You seem really out of it.
I don't like thunderstorms.
He nuzzles my chest once more, continuing to cling to me tightly despite knowing Aki is here. You're lucky you came here before the thunder started then. People would really tease you at school if they saw this. I make an attempt at humor to try to alleviate the situation.
I think you'd be the one most likely to tease him in the first place.
And it gets properly shut down.
If you don't mind me asking, how do you even deal with this at other times, Keisuke-san?
Oh, holy mama. The sound of thunder echoes once more, but Keikun doesn't seem to have any reaction to it this time.
I tend to lock myself in my room and just listen to music until it passes.
Aki mouths a silent "oh," looking down at the hare's meek figure with worry.
What about when you're in public? What about when you're in public? You can't shut yourself out in public, can you?
I use bathrooms. Just then, the image of a scared Keisuke attempting to silently sob while locked inside a bathroom stall comes to mind. And it breaks my heart. I wrap both my arms around him, hugging the still shivering hair closer to my body. He reacts with a meek yelp before hugging me tighter too. Thanks. Aki stares at the two of us like that for a few seconds before stepping back from the couch.
Well, I'm gonna gather my things and go up to my room to study if you don't mind.
Sure. If you're already done by then, how about we all have lunch together?
Alright.
Keisuke got the look on his face like, now the little twerp's out of the room, let's get down to business. Aki quickly picks up his books and bag and carries them up back upstairs, disappearing from my sight without another word. I focus my attention once more on the white hair I have in my arms. You right there? You know, it's not bothering to look up or say a word. At least he's not shaking nearly as bad as he was before. Still, afraid of thunder, huh? Well, of course, his ears are sensitive. That must be the loudest shit ever to him. Even though I can see it right now, I still have trouble conciliating the idea with the image I have of Keikun in my head. By the way, I don't want to bother, but didn't you say your driver brought you here to pick us up? Hey, now you fucking mention it. He nods once again. Wouldn't that mean he's still waiting for us outside?
Ah!
He pulls the headphones out of his ear and fishes his phone out of his pocket. You can see a few idle twitches here and there as he starts hearing the sound of the rain again, and he remains more or less composed. Maybe holding on to me is calming down a bit. I certainly would like it if it were the case.
Hello, Izugai. I just found out the classes are being canceled for the day due to the storm, and it's being declared dangerous to go outside. You should probably come in too.
What? No, I'm not going back to the estate in the middle of the storm. Because it's unsafe. No, it wouldn't be a bother if you came in. Fine. Just seek shelter, okay? Don't wait around for me outside. I'll call you to pick me up once the storm's gone. He turns off the call and drops his phone on the coffee table next to us, sighing. Keisuke hesitates for a few seconds before putting the earbuds back in his ears. Everything okay?
Yes, he's just a stubborn old fool. He insisted it would be inappropriate for him to come inside your house and said he would drive back to the estate. I hope he doesn't get into an accident.
If he's that confident he can drive through the rain, then I'm sure nothing's gonna happen, really.
Let's hope for that.
He finally pulls away from me, sitting on the opposite end of the couch and adjusting himself. Oh, you feeling better now?
Yeah. Having something else to focus on helps. Sorry to have, Also, can you speak a little louder? It's a bit harder to hear from that far away.
I clear my throat, nodding. If you don't mind me asking, what was that about? I've never seen you act like that.
I don't like thunder.
He was in a storm once, wasn't he? The poor fuck. I lived in Kansas most of my life. I know what it's like to get caught in a fucking storm, trust me. Tornado Valley ain't no fucking joke, but... I stop myself before I can utter a sarcastic, no way. But how come I've never heard about this before?
It's not something I can freely advertise. Imagine how much I'd be made fun of about this. Besides, my family already gets on my case enough as it is about showing weakness. I don't need one more thing to add to the list. I guess that's fair. I just hope I was able to help any. You were. I just was sorry to have clung to you like that. God, that was mortifying.
It's okay. You don't have to worry about it. It's not a big deal anyway. I was just surprised to see you like that. You're usually so composed.
Well, it doesn't always affect me like that either. I usually keep an eye on the weather forecast and have time to prepare for it so it doesn't get to me nearly as much. It's just, the rain today already came out of nowhere. No weather report mentioned it. And then came the thunder.
I can imagine. For what it's worth, he already looks so much better. He doesn't dare take the earbuds off, but now he's sitting and talking to me as much more than before. I didn't expect you to be the kind to want to cuddle for comfort, though.
I told you I just wasn't prepared for it.
I have an urge to point out how cute he is right now, but I'm pretty sure he'd moy to me if I did. Yeah, it's no big deal, right?
Right.
Even if it was unexpected, I have to admit that I kind of like seeing this more vulnerable side of him. Keikun can be really cute sometimes. How long have you had this problem?
Ever since I was a little boy. Not many people know about it either. Know about it, though.
I'm sorry we ended up finding out.
It's fine. If it's you, then I don't mind it much, I guess.
Oh, I feel flattered.
Yeah, whatever. I just wish Akiyoshi-kun hadn't seen me like that, though.
Oh, Wariaki is not the type to tease you about it or tell others.
I know that, but it's still embarrassing to know he knows.
You worry too much.
And you worry too little.
And what are you gonna do now? Hang out here until the rain passes?
Probably. Sorry for the intrusion, by the way.
You're saying that now, after you already barged into my house without saying anything. You really have a weird sense of timing, K-Kun. It's no bother. I like having the chance to spend more time with you anyway.
Thank you. I'm happy to hear.
Is there something you want to do?
Yeah, I bet!
I have a few games we could play.
I really don't recommend using devices plugged into the wall in the middle of a thunderstorm. Instead, you should plug into me.
Why am I making so many jokes like this right now? Oh yeah, that's a fair point. In fact, now that I think about it, I should probably start unplugging stuff from the wall until the storm passes. If anything expensive were to get fried, we'd be screwed. It might be a bit of a bother when you're like this, but can you help me with unplugging stuff from the wall? It doesn't take as long if it's the two of us.
Sure. So long as I can keep these earbuds on, I'm fine. You don't need to worry. Although, you might have to speak a little louder if we're far apart because I'm barely hearing you as is.
Almost an hour. An hour? How many things do you have plugged in? Goddamn. Almost an hour later, the two of us sit in silence, staring at the ceiling with nothing to really distract ourselves from our boredom. Not only that, the continuous sound of rain outside is starting to make me drowsy. I'm already sleeping enough as is this time of day without adding rain to the equation. At least I eventually got my phone back from K-Kun and had him plug his own to listen to music. Man, I'm bored.
Why don't you use your phone?
What am I supposed to do with my phone? We shut off the Wi-Fi modem, remember?
Then just use your data plan.
I don't have a data plan. If I did, don't you think I'd already be using it?
Oh. That's fair. Do you want me to make a hotspot for you with my phone?
That's okay. You don't have to waste your data on me.
I have unlimited data. That's not going to be an issue.
Whoa, seriously? Aren't those plans really expensive for a high school student? There merely stares at me without a word. It's only making me feel really stupid for what I just said. Oh, right. I forgot.
It's alright, Benjamin, son. So, you want me to make a connection for you?
Pass. Well, the idea is tempting. If you're sitting right next to me, I'd rather us do something together.
Like what? Then why don't we?
What exactly are we gonna do with everything shut off? Cuddle in front of a fire and watch a romantic movie.
Why would you mention something like that in the first place?
You were clinging to me really tightly a moment ago. Maybe you'd like... Ow! I get promptly punched in the shoulder before I have a chance to complete my sentence. Jeez, Saya-chan is being a really bad influence on you if you're doing this kind of thing now.
This is what you get for saying really embarrassing things like that.
It was just a joke. You don't have to take it so seriously.
Dot.
Oh, now he's going silent on me. Hey, come on. I didn't mean to mock you or anything like that. I really didn't mind it much. It was kind of pleasant, even.
Pleasant?
Yeah, pretty soft, so it felt nice.
Soft?
What's wrong? Why are you acting so weird?
I'm not acting weird.
Yes, you are. Your voice has gotten so high and squeaky that you almost sound like a dog whistle. Oh, wow. Wish I'd fucking known that shit. Oh, God. Weirdo.
Do you think the rain is going to pass anytime soon?
Doesn't seem like it. It's still coming down pretty hard.
Yeah, it really sucks. I should probably follow Akiyoshi-kun's example and study right now.
Ew. There are better ways to use your time off.
It's not time off, though. Not really. We're supposed to be in school today. It's just the weather that got in the way.
Come on, man. You can't be that uptight about things. Live a little for God's sake.
I really don't need to be hearing that from you. You barely ever study in the first place.
And yet I still place really high on my exams.
That one thing that annoys me to no end. No, is that? Nothing. I agree with you. I blink a few times, staring dumbly at the hare's face. Every now and again I catch him doing this exact thing, mumbling incoherently to himself when people say things to him. I can never quite get what he's saying, but I always get the feeling that it's not exactly very kind things. So, you're actually gonna waste your time off and try to study. Do you have to frame it as if it were a bad thing? I feel judged. I do, and I am totally judging you. Whatever. Can I use the desk in your room to study for a bit? Sure, I can help you. But help me? I thought you didn't want any part in it. I mean, don't take me wrong. I still find the idea super boring, but at the same time, I have nothing better to do, and I feel like it might be at least a little fun if I help you study. And it'd be more convenient if we were both in the bedroom for the next scene. I mean, I've been tutoring June lately, and it's pretty funny to see him getting worked up over stuff. Especially math. Man, he is really terrible at math. I wonder if I'll be able to see another cute side of Keisuke by doing this. Okay, that's enough with the jokes. No, I don't need you to help me. Come on, I may be a lazy bum, but I'm at least decent at this. Besides, I'm your senior, and I've seen all the things you're studying already. That's not the issue here. Nope, I don't care. Come on, I'm gonna help you study. But Benjamin, son, I grabbed the stubborn hare by the wrist, dragging him up the stairs, kicking and screaming toward my room. Now we're there in the bedroom. Once we're inside, I turn on the lights, pulling up a seat for Keisuke on my desk. And the rain is really starting to get annoying at this point. Come on, stop pouting. It's no big deal. I'm not pouting, I'm huffing. There's a difference. To be honest, I don't really care either way. You're such a pain sometimes. Yep, but I'm also your friend, so you should indulge me sometimes. Indulge you, huh? Yeah, more like indulge. Okay, that's enough. Come on, pull out your books already. Show me what you're having trouble with. Keisuke clutches his bag a bit tighter, looking away from me. I already told you there's no need. I'm fine studying by myself. Jeez, Keisuke, will you stop being such a stubborn mule and show me your books already? We don't have all day. Stubborn mule? I don't get the feeling I'm being insulted here. Not important. Just whip out your books already. God damn it, you're really insistent, aren't you? Fine. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Huh? The hare sighs deeply as if the whole thing is a big annoyance to him. He pulls out a couple of standard issue school notebooks, some pretty familiar textbooks, and... Wait, what are these? Never seen these books before. I got a few hardback books that look totally unfamiliar to me. I'll rifle around a few pages, trying to see what they're about, and... Wait, what the hell is this stuff? I've never seen it before. There's math I've never seen before, and... Is this another language? I told you I didn't need help. I'm doing just fine with my general studies. I was gonna focus on more... advanced stuff. Seriously, what on earth is this? College-grade math? It's mechatronics. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't like the idea of inheriting the company. It's still a possibility if I fail to make it as a tennis player. In that case, I refuse to do it half-heartedly. Still, you're studying up on something you don't even like in case you're forced to do something you don't even want to do. Well, to be perfectly honest, I find the subject to be fascinating. I just don't want to have to study it. I just don't want to have to study it in the circumstances that I'm studying it. But if I do happen to end up working for the company, then becoming the CEO after graduation, I want to be sure I'm prepared for the best job possible. To be the best job possible, whatever. Wow. I'm surprised you can be... I'm surprised... Wow. I'm surprised you can go through so much work trying to prepare for that when it's something you're actively trying to avoid doing. Just because I don't want to do it doesn't mean I get a pass to do a crappy job at it. If I have to do it, then I should do my best to do it well.
That's really like you. You know, I've always envied that about you.
That? What do you mean?
Your work ethic. No matter what it is. You always try your best at everything you do. I just can't bring myself to be like that. Serious. To be that serious about everything. Just looking at you go sometimes is really exhausting. Still, I really admire that about you. Benjamin-san. Keikun shifts a few times on his seat, looking away from me. Oh no, have I accidentally made the mood a bit awkward here? Hey, why don't you explain a bit of this mechatronics thing to me? It's mechatronics. And since when do you have an interest in this kind of stuff? I don't. Not really, but you must be pretty knowledgeable about it, right? I want to hear you sounded smart. It's pretty fun to see. Are you making fun of me? No! I'm being 100% honest. In that case, you're really weird. Sounds about right. Anyway, explain it to me, please. Alright. Just don't complain if it bores you out of your mind. Nah, wait, that's gonna happen. You have my full, undivided attention. We'll see about that. That'll be like 3 minutes later. I wake up. We fell asleep. Oh, that's fucking funny. I wake up to the sound of rain outside. My eyes feel very heavy at first, and even though I can feel the fog of grogginess lifting from my mind, I still choose to keep them closed for a few minutes. Then as my body begins to regain further consciousness, I blink a few times. Turn my head at whatever hard surface I seem to have fallen asleep on. I see a figure sitting next to me. I see a mound of white fur wearing a school jacket, thoroughly immersed on a really difficult-looking book. At least judging from the fact that I can't read a single word that's on the cover. There he is. Then, as I move my head a little further, he seems to finally notice me moving. Ah, Benjamin-san, you're awake. Still holding up his book, he looks at me from the corner of his eyes without really turning his head away from his book. Awake? When did I fall asleep? The hare smiles warmly, looking down at me with a hint of amusement in his face. After about 15 minutes of me explaining mechatronics to you. I have to say, while I expect you to get bored, I didn't think you'd totally conk out. Sorry. Don't be, I didn't mind. You looked really peaceful sleeping, and listening to your breathing helped me relax too. Notice he's no longer wearing his earbuds as before. That's odd. I could still hear the rain going outside just as much as it was before. What about your headphones? It's alright. There hasn't been any thunder in a while. I took them out so I could hear you breathe. Like I said, it was really relaxing. No offense, but that's kind of a creepy thing to say. It is. Sorry. You care about such the weirdest things, KK. You're laughing. Did I say something amusing? No, it's just that only Keikun can be so much like Keikun. What's that supposed to mean? That I like the way you are. Pretty easy to get along with once people get to know you. I don't know if that's supposed to be a good thing. Of course it is. You don't have to try to analyze every little thing that I say for implications. Although I know you'll do it nonetheless, because that's just the kind of thing you do. I see. What are you up to now? That's a different book from before, isn't it? Yeah, I finished up with that subject a while ago. I'm studying a bit about foreign economics. The book is in Spanish, so you might have a hard time reading it. You can speak Spanish. I don't remember that being in the list of languages you told us about a while ago. That's pretty awesome. Hardly. I've been trying to pick it up, but I'm still pretty slow at it. Like I said, the only ones I have any confidence in are English and French. But everything else I know is just basics. I've been studying this particular book for a little over 2 weeks. I haven't even gotten halfway through it yet. Isn't that really boring and difficult? Difficult, maybe. Definitely not boring, though.
Is it weird that I enjoy reading up on this stuff? Languages, I mean. I find it really fun to learn how to communicate with new people. This coming from the guy who barely speaks to anyone outside of our group. The same could be said about you, you know. I know, but at the same time, I don't talk about how incredible it is to learn to communicate. It's just like you to make fun of me for the things I like. Hey, I might tease you every now and again, but it comes from a place of love. Oh, really? So you love me now? Of course I do, isn't that obvious? Oh, oh, fucking blusher. I didn't expect you to answer like that. There's nothing wrong with admitting you love your friends. Right, it's that kind of love. Oh, oh, June had a moment like that too. Just friends. You say something. Just muttering to myself about this book. You should probably go back to sleep. You seem tired. Nah, I didn't plan on sleeping in the first place. Plus, it's impolite to do it when guests are over. I just showed up out of nowhere and stuck around. You don't have to fuss over me too much. I don't have to, but I choose to. Thanks. By the way, how long was I out for? About an hour and a half. Seriously, that long? Yep. It really surprised me. I was wondering a few minutes ago just how long you would be able to sleep. That's kind of embarrassing. Oh yeah, you should definitely be embarrassed. You're teasing me now. Yep, it's one of my favorite hobbies lately. A little shit, you know that? Keisuke closes the book he's been reading, putting it down on the table and getting up from his seat. The hair stretches a few times, grunting. See his shirt lifting up slightly, and I get a good glimpse of the well-toned muscle underneath. Oh, I'm not gonna read anymore. Nah, I've got enough studying for now. I'd rather us do something together that doesn't cause you to pass out. Stop! I want to say that's unnecessary, but you're probably right. Perhaps Akiyoshi-kun is already done with his homework. Three of us could do something together, couldn't we? Knowing Aki, I doubt he'd be. We can still check anyway. Not even 10 a.m. yet, so he's probably going to be holed up in his room for a while more. Oh, someone that's my flesh and blood could be so damn different from me, I still can't understand. Well, whatever. Let's just go downstairs before you fall asleep again. Yeah, probably for the best. Oh, there he is. Walk down the stairs, stopping to knock on Aki's door, get no response. When we go back to the living room, the two of us see him sitting up on the couch with his phone in his hand. Oh, Aki, we thought you'd be studying. That lifted his eyes from the tiny screen, and my little brother responds in monotone. I was until a few minutes ago, but people started messaging me on my phone, so I gave up. Oh, really? Who are you talking to right now? One of your classmates? Hitoka-chan. Hitoka? Hey, Toka! What's she talking to you? We talk every day, you know. You're not the only one who's friends with those two. Fair enough. I know I've only met her once, but that girl scares me. That's when Aki looks up from his phone, looking at the hair with a frown. He looks almost offended. Hitoka-chan isn't scary. No, I don't mean she's literally scary, just she kind of reminds me of a younger Mizuguchi-san. She's always kind of mean-spirited. Hitoka-chan isn't mean-spirited, she's wonderful. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Boy, Aki's getting more and more intense and even making Keikun shrink where he stands. Okay, Aki, calm down. We get it. You have a major crush on Hitoka. I don't. Benjamin, son, that's kind of going too far with the teasing. What? I'm just joking. I didn't mean anything by it. Teasing people over who they like is a bit. Tell Hitoka-chan I said hi. Okay? Aki shoots me an unfriendly glare before typing something away on his phone. Done. Anything else you want? No, I'm fine. Hey, since we're gonna be home today anyway, how about I make lunch for us? We can leave our lunch boxes for school tomorrow. Sure. Knock yourself out. Wanna help me out? Nope. He ignores me, continuing to type away on his phone.
Come on, Aki, you need to learn how to cook at some point. You're going to be a teen soon.
I don't see you getting on Shuichi's case about not knowing how to cook.
Well, Shuichi is an exception. I wouldn't want to be the one trying to teach him to cook since I'd likely end up dead.
I want to say that's a cruel thing to say, but it's probably true. Still, not interested.
Keikun, help me out here. Tell him he should learn how to cook.
Yeah. You should probably do that.
What's with the unenthusiastic response?
You can't just ask me to do something out of the blue and expect me to do it a certain way.
Lame.
Yeah, I think I've got to stick to my phone. Thank you very much. Have fun making lunch.
Sometimes I regret doting on him so much. Little shit barely has any respect for me at this point. Okay, Kun, I think it's just gonna be you and me.
Doing what?
Making lunch, of course. Sweet, sweet lunch. What? I have to help out? It'd be faster that way. It's still not even 10 a.m. Why do you need lunch this early? Don't overthink it.
Keisuke-san, you should just go along with him, otherwise he's gonna bug you until you do what he wants.
That's coming from the one who never does what I ask him to do.
I do too, just not this time.
Sure.
I don't know about this.
Come on, cooking is fun. That'll be a nice way to spend time.
I have my doubts on that.
You don't seem to be so unenthusiastic about it. You don't have to seem so unenthusiastic about it, you know. How come people never seem to want to go along with what I want? So annoying. Pretty please. Take a step closer to the hair, trying to give him my best puppy dog eyes.
Alright. You don't need to look at me like that.
Bump. Wow, that looked better than I expected. Great. Grab Keikun by the wrist and drag him with me to the kitchen.
What? Not this again!
Come on, Keikun, you need to learn to let loose sometimes.
I would hardly refer to cooking as letting loose.
Close enough. I open our fridge, peering at the things we have inside. Since I'm the one in charge of keeping our groceries stocked, I already have a pretty good idea what we have available. Still, I prefer to confirm I have everything I need before I get started. That's very good. That's a very good. It can lead to pretty annoying moments later when you realize you're missing one key ingredient you need to make your meal. Let's see. Ooh, we got beef stew, curry, and katsudon. Well, I don't know what in the hell any of these would do. I don't remember if Keisuke has a fucking preference. The only time I remember curry being mentioned was in June's lunch, and I don't know what katsudon is. I know beef stew. I like beef stew, but what's katsudon? This is one of Aki's favorites. Curry would be a good choice. Beef stew. Try some traditional Western beef stew. Let's go with this one. This is one of Aki's favorites. For all the flack I give myself about pampering him, here I am cooking something just because I know he likes it again. Well, I guess I couldn't hurt. Alright, I decided what I'm going to make.
What's that?
I'll make some katsudon. Aki loves it. Well, that sounds good. Okay, let's see what he responds to with curry. I remember Keikun mentioning a while ago that he really liked it. Okay, see, this is why you play the field and totally cheat the creative intention of the author. I'm sorry, Basket, I'm sorry. Since he's staying over until the rain passes, I might as well do something nice for him. Alright, I decided what I'm going to make.
What's that?
Curry.
Curry?
Yeah, I remember you mentioning you loved curry a while ago. Don't remember when, though.
You don't have to go through all that trouble just to make something for me.
It's not any trouble. Besides, everyone in the house likes curry too, so it's not like it'll be a problem. And besides, even if you're doing better, I know you're still anxious about the rain. Let me pamper you a bit.
Thanks.
Now, I think something you can do to help. Should probably avoid giving him anything that involves handling sharp objects. Might be doing fine now, but I don't need a hair jumping around the kitchen with a knife if there's thunder again. I don't think there's not much he can do. It wouldn't be dangerous in this kind of scenario. Okay, so I'll just try my luck. Hey, Keikun. I'm going to ask you to chop the vegetables while I work on the meat, okay?
Okay.
Why would you? You had a perfectly good reason not to do that, and then you're just gonna fucking do it anyway?
Take the ingredients I need out of the fridge and hand them to Keikun along with a knife. I set aside the spices I'm going to use in the meat once I've finished cubing it. It doesn't exactly take long, but I try to make sure all my cuts are evenly sized so things can cook uniformly. Man, what are you doing? Turn around to see incredibly mismatched pieces of vegetables being cut and tossed into a bowl. They hadn't even been washed beforehand or peeled. I can see a few pieces of carrot that still have bumps on their outside because they haven't even been touched. I'm slicing the vegetables like you asked.
You just went right to slice. What about washing or peeling? Why are they all different sizes?
I mean, the vegetables themselves are all different sizes too. What's the problem?
I can't believe I actually just heard those words coming out of his mouth. Straight places with me, okay? I'll handle the vegetables. You can start sauteing the meat. I already set the spices aside too.
So sauteing, okay.
Try to salvage what I can from Keikun's hack job of prepping the vegetables. I guess he has no knife skills to speak of, huh? As I'm focusing on my work washing, peeling, and dicing all the veggies, making sure to keep them uniform in size, a strange smell hits my nose. As I realize I hear popping, followed by a squeal. Turned to look just in time to shut off the fire on the stove as salt was flying everywhere. Why is there a mountain of salt covering the meat?
I was doing like you asked me. I was sauteing.
What the hell do you think sauteing means?
It comes from the English word salt, right?
Keikun.
Yeah?
You have no idea how to cook, do you?
No. Sorry.
In retrospect, I should have seen that coming. The guy was raised with a giant house, with servants doing everything for him. Of course, he wouldn't know how to do household chores.
It's fine. It's my fault for assuming you could.
Ooh. Ow. Well, you could have just said you didn't know how in the first place. Who are you, Shoichi? See, there's a difference between not knowing how to cook and knowing how to cook badly.
I'll just do this myself. You don't have to worry about it. But I want to be useful.
You don't have to do something you have no interest in. It's fine.
I never said I had no interest in it. I just never learned how. Can't you teach me?
What's with that look? Fine. I'll teach you. But if you don't know how to do something better, you better tell me. So you screwing up because you didn't want to say anything. I'm going to be pissed.
Good. Got it.
While I wouldn't go so far as to say things have been going smoothly, Keikun is much better at following directions than I thought he'd be. I thought for sure I was going to end up with another Shoichi in my hands, but seems to possess the better part of common sense. For the most part, at least.
This stuff is really tiring to do.
But isn't it fun?
I'm not sure.
I guess we started cooking really early. I'm glad we started cooking really early, because I easily took twice the time I normally would trying to teach him how to cook. Even if the recipe was pretty simple, it still took quite a bit for me to teach him how to do basic things. Then again, for someone who has no experience cooking and was used to being served his whole life, Keikun is actually surprisingly competent. We're just adding finishing touches by this point, so there's not much more room for error here. By the way, how spicy do you like your curry? I'm not super fond of spicy foods, so we usually have it mild, but I can add a little bit of pepper to it if you like.
No, that's fine. Don't let me trouble you any further.
Any further? How exactly are you troubling me?
You're already cooking for me, and then I messed a bunch of stuff up, and then you're going to teach me how to cook.
I call that fun, not trouble.
Seriously?
Yep, I had fun teaching you. Besides, seeing you be so inept at something was kind of cute. Most of the time, I only see you doing things that you're really good at, so it's hard to remember that you're also a person with flaws. That is not okay to do. So far, I just thought most of them were personality flaws, though. Well, food should be ready now. Why don't you set the table while I call Aki? I trust you know how to set a table, right?
Of course I know how to set a table. I'm not that stupid. Aki is still sitting on the couch, lazily tapping away on his phone. Probably still talking to Hitoka after all this time, too. Lunch is ready. He's still chatting with Hitoka-chan. Yeah, she's really bored at school since most of her friends didn't get there before the storm hit and they're not being allowed to go out. Maybe I should message Saya-chan and Shuichi to make sure they're okay. Can't imagine June have gotten there before the storm hit, but I should probably message him before, just to be safe. Can you go wake up Mom while I finish getting things ready downstairs? Sure. I'm surprised she hasn't woken up sooner with the storm going on outside. She works really hard. I'm not surprised she'd pass out once she went to bed. True. Aki walks off to go check up on her and leave me alone in the living room. Look over at the kitchen to see Kei-kun setting the table without any issues, so I decided to pull out my phone for a bit. Decided to send messages to all my other friends to make sure everything's okay. Now, at least if they're all trapped in the school during the storm, they need each have each other for company. Oh wow, hard to get messages from all three of them. Shuichi says, things are pretty okay over here. A lot of the student council members arrived early, so we decided to run the adjacent building after the storm hit to work for a bit. I only fell once, but I'm fine. Seriously? Even in the middle of a storm, do these guys have no sense of self-preservation at all? What are you, a lemming? Saya? Junkin and I are hanging out together. He was really lucky. The storm started coming down hard just a few minutes before he arrived. He was all wet. Oh, wow, that's gotta suck. June. Benjamin-san, my clothes are all still wet. It's really cold. I don't like feeling the feeling of wet underwear clinging to me. That's a mental picture I wish I didn't have in my head. Still, I'm glad to see they're all okay. Despite a few mishaps. Benjamin-san, I've finished setting the table. Oh, thanks. I should be down in a bit. Let's just wait until him and my mom arrive so we can start eating. Sure. Almost 12 hours later. Wow, that's a fucking time skip, huh? Almost 12 hours later, the rain finally dies down. Lucky there weren't any other issues with thunder or anything of the like. Still, turned out that the thunderstorm had somehow turned into a typhoon halfway through, so that explained the lack of thunder and lightning. Still, we didn't have much to do to pass for that time. Aki, Kei-kun, and I ended up playing card games the whole day. Well, I wouldn't call that a boring thing to do. It doesn't exactly rank up high on my list of desired activities. Mom was so tired she just took a plate with her upstairs. She barely even noticed Kei-kun either. It was pretty funny to see him all shocked because she didn't even register his presence. It was already late at night when Kei-kun called the driver to take him back home. Still, overall, I can say I really enjoyed this day. Cool. Hey, May 26th. That's my birthday. Guess my birthday. That's my birthday. Alright. Well, that just about does it for this episode of Tennis Ace. Thank y'all very much for watching. Let's go ahead and save here. So, thank y'all very much for watching. And until next time, I've been the trained up professional. You are not. I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.